Hey y'all, I'm over here in Ithaca, New York at this beautiful gorge, and I mean, we're talking about our energy field and the quantum field and the unified field and the subtle realms, and there is so much information within our energy field, and it contains all of the universe. And just think of like creating timelines like this gorge. How long did it take this gorge, nature, to create this gorge? Millions of years. When we create timelines, it's necessary to be very consistent in our thoughts, yeah, and our actions. And that creates these timelines. So amazing. Hey, I just moved over up the gorge a little bit. There was a few people down there, and it's a good metaphor to talk about how these timelines, the more energy that we put into a timeline, yeah, the more commitment, the more purpose, the greater the gorge. And right, the greater the gorge, the greater the amount of water that it can take. When we have a bigger crevice, a bigger timeline, more energy can flow, right? Yeah, and so we can see here there used to be a dam, and when we try to dam up a timeline to make energy or conserve energy, what happens? Yeah, water stagnates, slows the flow of energy. It's just a metaphor, but I think eventually in our new paradigm, we won't have dams anymore. We won't need them because we won't be generating energy that way. Yeah, it's almost like a scarcity way of making energy when we look at it that way. And so the cool thing is that we are creating timelines all the time, and if we spent 20 years creating a timeline of scarcity, it's like a gorge. All the energy goes into that, right? All the energy goes into that, and these timelines can be ancestral, yeah. They can be carved out of trauma and fear. But the thing is, and the beauty of what's going on is, unlike this beautiful gorge that is carved in stone, our timelines are vibrational. They're not carved in stones. In fact, it's very easy on a vibrational level to change a timeline. Once we change the vibration in our body, our field, our energy field, starts to free up. And it just starts to blow out those dams like nobody's business, right? And this is how we begin to wake up and to come into our true nature of flow and abundance and love. Yeah, and the solutions start to flow, right? The doubt and insecurities and the whataboutisms begin to fade because we are flowing, yeah? We're flowing, we have purpose. And so we can even look at this gorge, as in all streams and rivers, really going into one source energy, right? The ocean, right? All of this water goes into the ocean. And it's the same thing with us. Everything that we're creating is going into the neutrality of love within the center of our toroidal field. All the energy that we put in to our lives goes into the ocean to become one whole entity. We look at it instead of, well, not really like water, but like just information. All of our timelines, all of the information that comes through us, all the creativity goes into the ocean, and then that energy is reused. And so when we look at it like as information instead of energy, all the information coming through us, going through our timelines, going into the whole, into the universal mind, comes back to us super quickly. And that's how we evolve, right? Because that information comes back into us. It programs our genetic codes. DNA is a little different, but yeah, our genetic codes can be programmed instantaneously through vibration. Whew. So that's awesome. So we could think that, like, oh man, no, there's no way I'm ever going to change. I've been like this for 50 years. Or, it's possible. Through the miracle of vibration, through the miracle of love. Yeah? And so we start where we are, but we could start creating new pathways. And then when we put all of our energy into our purpose, say we get a purpose, a higher purpose, yeah, okay, like for me, it's like this book and making these videos and just learning how to manifest purposefully in love for the whole. So that's the difference, right? My mindset now is, and my body set is like, I want everybody to be abundant. That's my purpose. And that is a higher purpose. That is what a higher purpose is. We want everybody to be abundant. Yeah? And so when we put all of our attention and energy and love into our purpose, we begin to create a gorge. And what's cool about that is when the energy comes in, right? Just like with this gorge, like when it rains a lot, it holds that water, it holds that energy so it can flow, right? So if we have been creating these timelines for a long time and we're just waiting, or waiting for the rain, waiting for that big flow of energy to come through, it will, and we'll be able to hold it, right? So when we have these bigger awakening moments, yeah, because we are going to have these bigger awakening moments. The planet and the solar flares and the planet itself, the energy of the planet, the new paradigm rising, is coming in waves. These ascension waves. We'll be ready for an ascension wave, and when it comes, we'll be able to hold that. Do you see? And we'll be able to increase our abundance, increase the flow of love in our body, and then we can let it flow out into the collective. And we all wake up, and it's freaking awesome. And, yeah. All right. I think that's all I got for you guys today. Super love to you, and have fun creating those timelines of love.